Welcome back aboard Blur Force One with your boy Mo, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast, where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media, and that's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news and do some speculation, all of that good nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, you know what to do. Get down there and hit like on this video. Once again, we are joined by Polly of Co-Mixed. Happy to see you again. This is becoming a habit. If you do it, if you do things for, it's like working out. If you do it for 2 weeks in a row, now it's just something that you do, right? So, welcome back. How you doing today?
Pretty good. It's finally hot weather. It's finally sunny. Finally summer.
Latveria takes a while.
Yeah.
It's been hot as hell for here for months now.
Yeah, but we had some like rainy days and then some cold, and now it's all great.
Yeah, it's June now, so in Florida that's the beginning of the hell season where we're gonna get rain and
No, we don't have a hell season.
we're gonna get like rain.
Doomsday to this.
I need some weather control over here, but it's cool though. It's not cool literally. It's actually hot as hell, but we're gonna get plenty of rain, and my garden is doing great as a result. This is what a week. Did you get your Fantastic Four tickets?
No, because here they only go on sale like a week before the
lame.
So we usually just. But at least we don't have to wait in lines, like people used to.
Can I tell you?
And the seats are assigned because.
Well, that is good. We do have assigned seats too, but like it's.
Well, now you do, but like in all the shows and the movies, people always were looking where to see it, like stuff like that.
That's the bad.
We never had that.
That's the bad old days. We don't play that anymore. We got assigned seats.
You grew up.
I'm actually surprised that Fantastic Four is showing in Latveria. Would Doom allows this?
Well, there are some changes. There's going to be some changes, some commentary. There is a discussion group after about why we all hate Reed so much. I'm leading it.
Yeah, so those tickets went on sale. I expect Superman tickets to go on sale fairly soon too, because it's a couple weeks after.
Yeah, I think it's like 25th, right?
Or 24th, something like that. It's right at the end of July.
I think it's 25th. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm expecting those to go on sale pretty soon. Also, and this is not going to be a discussion topic, but they released the popcorn buckets and like movie theater swag for Fantastic Four. I don't know if y'all are getting it. We're getting it. We have AMC there. I am. Look. I'm a cheap ass nerd. You know that. I nerd on the budget.
For Galactus though.
I don't give a damn. I'm buying that Galactus. That I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there early. I'm buying that.
I would buy that definitely if they had it here. If by any chance they're gonna have it here, I'm gonna buy it.
What?
But
Polly, I might do you a solid. I'll see if I can grab the bucket for you, and we'll figure out how to get it to you.
That would be awesome.
And let me know if you. I'm also gonna get the Herbie drink soda cup.
Oh, there is a.
Yeah, there's a Herbie soda cup and there's a Galactus popcorn bucket. They're gonna be at AMC. That is
and nothing with Reed. Nothing with Reed.
No, that's my theater of choice. So like, I'm definitely gonna go grab those. You know what? Like I said, I'll do you a solid. I'll grab one for you too, and then we'll figure out how to get it to you.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, you got to have it. Like, come on, the Herbie. Did you see what the Herbie drink like soda cup looks like? It looks really cool. I'm going to the 3:45 showing, but it's not the first showing.
Thursday.
I thought it was the first showing. It's not the first showing. I'm probably gonna end up going to I'm gonna get tickets to the first showing, and just so I can go there and make sure I get that. that bucket, because
That's a good, yeah,
I have a
I get
feeling
that.
because I think the first showing's at like 2:30 or something like that. I'm gonna go to the first showing and make sure because I have a feeling that them things are gonna fly off the shelves. So we'll
Hmm.
see. I'm gonna make sure we get those. So that's all cool. We're leading up to like Superman and Fantastic Four, Ironheart's out in a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So it is what a crazy summer we're going into. There's
Yeah.
plenty more that we're going to talk about later. But before we do that, again, this is a big preamble. Getting into this, I got to talk about what did you do nerdy this week?
Okay, so I read a lot of comics. I read Ultimate Fantastic Four. Of course, I got back into that. I there is a lot. There is a lot going on there. Had some great moments. Hayden Reed. Well, Namor showed up, and like Reed is going all crazy. Oh, that's so
I mean,
awesome.
I would too. Have you seen
It's
Ultimate now?
great.
Have you seen Ultimate no more? He's a good night. It's a night and day difference. Like you're like,
Right?
Why would Sue leave Reed? I'm like, have you seen him?
Why wouldn't she?
It's the only problem with
Uh,
every version of Namor is he's too much. He's too much of a
yeah, he's
he's
coming on too strong.
yeah he's way too much. But yeah, that's cool. I like the
Yeah.
Ultimate
I mean,
Fantastic Four back in the day.
he relaxes at some point. Like he relaxes. He stops being so intense, and well, not really, but at least he stops threatening the lives of everyone.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he
leaves that.
grows on you. I don't know.
He leaves that to Magneto.
Well, yeah, yeah, indeed, indeed. So yeah, then I got the Saga trades.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely awesome.
I feel like
And mhm,
did it make your bookshelf look 100% better now that you have more of the
yeah,
song?
of
Yeah.
course, of course. It's like I have now an image shelf that has The Wicked and the Divine. It has Phonogram
Nice.
and it has Saga. And since Saga is not finished yet, I expect it like to take up a whole shelf,
Nice.
which would be awesome. And I rewatched Sinners, of course.
Oh yes, because it hit digital. That's true. I've not
Yeah.
rewatched it. I actually, and I said this on Threads. People are like doing reactions to it, and the whole fucking movie's on YouTube, and I don't like that. So
Oh,
I had started watching
yeah.
the Real Rejects reaction. It's a 2 hour reaction, which means most of that movie is on the Real Rejects channel. I don't love that, so I stopped watching it. Uh, I just I get it that there's so much going on in the movie that a reaction is you're going to be reacting to damn near everything, but like they need to edit those better because showing the whole fucking movie is not cool to me.
Besides, like I don't in general I don't get reaction videos to like I understand the trailers, but not the movie. I mean, that's weird to me, but okay. To
I
each their own.
I think I just enjoy. It's kind of like if you're watching a movie with somebody. It's like you're watching and you're getting their reaction and you're kind of having the reaction at the same time. So you're kind of commiserating, sort of, but not really. I get it. I like reaction channels because I just like to see how people think about the art
Mhm.
that's on display. But I don't like this. Like just at least wait. The thing's still in theaters. Like wait and don't be doing. But they're trying to jump on the hype train. I get it. I just don't like it. I don't know. My nerding was interesting this week. I started I got into this anime called I think it's called Mashal or Mashley, whatever. Mashle. And it's essentially what if Harry Potter and One Punch Man had a baby. And it's great. I fucking love that. I love this show. The show's like how One Punch Man is literally it's kind of like a joke character that's like super
Mhm.
overpowered and just like smashing the shit out of everything, but he's also kind of dumb and like real simple. It's the same thing, but like this like and it's a magical world where people like wizards run the show and everything, and there's no non-magical people, and he has no magic, but he's like Goku strong, super strong, like One Punch Man strong, and he's just pretending to be a wizard and beating the hell out of people. And he literally goes to a Hogwarts type school. It's This whole show is them making fun of like the Harry Potter series,
Harry Potter.
down to the fact that the main character has every character has that as a wizard has a mark on their face to show that they have magic. His is literally a lightning bolt, but it's not like this. It's just like this, but it's a lightning bolt. There's a Quidditch game in there. There's all sorts of stuff. Look, I'm not going to talk about too much more. It's hilarious. It's fun if you like shonen anime, but like if you like One Punch Man and you sort of like Harry Potter, this is pretty much for you. I thought it's a good show. It's got 2 seasons. I'm like halfway through the first season. Beyond that, I also I started watching something else. Let me see. God, I'm trying. Oh no, I was reading more X-Men comics, like the Dawn of X. So I got back into the Dawn of X comics. They're like the Prime X-Men is actually the X-Men series is really good to me. There's so many comics in that Dawn of X though. It's like, ugh. I've got to take a real time to get through it.
I remember when they launched it, they started saying that we want to create like something for everyone, but it ended up being very interconnected, and you had to read everything, and it kind of got too much too fast.
Yeah.
And I remember that I dropped some runs like Wolverine, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it was really too much every week to follow like every story. Pretty difficult, and some of them weren't that good.
Yeah.
So by the end, you end up reading like 3 or 4 runs at best.
Yeah, I think I'm just a few issues into the Dawn of X bit. So, they've all started their little dramatic reason for the first arc. It's interesting. It's a lot, so I just got to take some time to get back to it. Oh, also I went and saw Ballerina last night. Really enjoyed that. It doesn't have a ton of story. Like the story is pretty basic and revenge or whatever. But Ana de Armas she's so great. Like she's really, really good in it. I thought she might be cool in it because I thought she was really great in No Time to Die with the last James Bond movie. And I was like, man, let's just have a whole movie with her kicking ass in it. And they're like, bet, let's make a whole movie about her kicking ass. She's really good. The bad guy she's facing, you're glad that they're getting shot up. That's cool. I mean, John Wick movies need that. But it doesn't have a amazing plot, but it's amazing action. John Wick does show up in it. And he's pretty cool. But
it's connected.
Oh yeah, no, he in the movie they make it clear because you saw in John Wick 2 when he's like seeking or 3.
Didn't.
Well, I'm sorry,
I didn't see any of those movies.
In John Wick 3, he's seeking refuge at the place where in the family or whatever the organization that he previously worked for, and part of their front is that they have a ballet company, and the ballerinas are
it's like
the ballerinas
like the Red Room.
They're ballerina. Yeah, pretty much. The ballerinas are actually assassins, and she was trained there basically. So she does meet him, and like they fight. It's a fun movie. You're not gonna lose any time wondering about what's really happening. There's no twists and turns. It's pretty straightforward. It's a fun movie. I think Keanu's he's good in the action. He's not good in the acting part. But Ana de Armas, she carries the movie acting wise, and she does great. She looks good in action. I would love to see more of this character.
That's odd because like in my experience, everything I saw her in, she was like kind of the same.
what the thing is that because she's not playing a John Wick character, so she can't get away with just being like, oh, sorry, whatever deliveries, right, of lines. She can't get away with that. So, but she's, she has, and she's not. She kills people, but she's more of a because I'm protecting people thing. So because of that, she doesn't. She has more of a heart, I guess you could say. She has a more of an emotional connection to what's going on, and she shows it. And she's not perfect. She gets whooped on a lot in this movie. It's kind of like, remember?
No, I didn't mean the character. I mean, like in every movie I saw her in, she was kind of the same. It was kind of doing the same things, not necessarily the right things that would serve the character, in my opinion. But of course, like everything is subjective. Aside from Ryan Johnson's
Knives Out. I loved her in Knives Out.
Yeah,
her in Knives Out.
There it worked, but
Right.
Ryan Johnson is a great director, so he can get an actor to deliver what's expected of them. But the rest, I don't know. In my experience, I saw her in that Marilyn Monroe movie,
right,
which was atrocious, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably not the right
in my opinion, it was atrocious. And then in another action like comedy movie with Chris Evans, which was, I read somewhere later that the part was written for Scarlett Johansson. And ironically, while we were watching the movie, we kept thinking, like, if Scarlett Johansson was playing this part, that would have been perfect movie because they have amazing chemistry. And they didn't have any chemistry. Well, that was a pretty dull movie.
I think that
it was funny, but she wasn't good in it.
Well, the thing about Ballerina is that it's really made for her, so it's a vehicle for her, and I think she puts a lot into it. She does the best acting in the whole movie, in my opinion. So take that as you. I think she's quite. I think she's very good in it. She's very good, in my opinion.
Well, maybe I'm not saying that.
But yeah, if you like,
it's just that like out of 3 movies that I saw with her, 2 were kind of not her best work, and one was Ryan Johnson.
Right. Well, I would say if you like these kinds of action movies, definitely go take a look at it. And so I do want to. I got to do this real quick because we're running long on this intro. I did do some nerding on a budget. I'm going to show it to you real fast. I was gonna
ask.
I got some comics. So these are just at the local thrift shop. That they have a pretty good comic selection. So I got Jean Grey.
Oh, I have that Jean Grey, the second one though.
I got Jean Grey at volume 1 and 2. I don't really generally care about Jean Grey as a character that much. But those were
the young time displaced Jean was actually great. I think it was one of the best representations of the character because she had energy that adult Jean doesn't really have. She was like really exciting and fun.
I'm gonna give her a shot. They were $4 each, so I was like, why not? I'm worth it. I'm stacking up trade paperbacks. Speaking of which, look at what I got.
I have that.
I got Asgardian Wars. I believe. I want to say this was
where Storm becomes Thor.
It looks cool. Awesome. I've heard about these stories. I've never read them. And also,
if you read New Mutants, the original New Mutants, then it's a part of that.
Okay,
story.
Well, I'm definitely I'm excited to check that out. I think that was $6, so that was pretty good. That's all. Also, if you look back, you see where I'm pointing right there. Do you see that? I got a new banner. It's hard to see, but that is a Fantastic Four. That's a Fantastic Four. When She-Hulk was, remember, she replaced the Thing back in the 80s.
Yeah, of course.
And she's breaking open a wall. And in the background are the Avengers, and they are fighting the Skrulls. This is the Avengers.
Of course, Reed Richards is there.
This is the Avengers with Hulk. Well, not with Hulk. This is the Avengers with Star Fox and with Hercules on it. and they're fighting the Skrulls. And it's so dope looking. I
So
love.
of course Reed would be there. I mean, somebody's fighting the Skrulls. Jeez.
Last thing, and this I'm gonna show you these. I got these in the mail over the last couple days. So the 30th anniversary
Ooh.
Goofy movie. These are not for me. I bought these because my daughter's 17th birthday is coming up in about a couple months, and she loves the Goofy movie. I got these off of Amazon. I know I'm ready to be the best dad ever. Cause she made me watch the Goofy movie, and she was just like she was just geeking out over it the whole time, and while I was watching it. So, yeah, that's all my purchases for the week. Y'all, it was 20 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get into the show, actual show. We got a lot to cover. We're gonna try to get through it in a reasonable amount of time.
Right.
We're gonna talk about Emily Hampshire joining the MCU. Michael Bay was gonna direct Superman. We got some Doomsday rumors about the Champions and about where Gambit, the universe he's coming from. James Gunn lets loose about a potential new, DCU show. Ryan Coogler talks about Denzel Washington and Black Panther, and then Mike Flanagan talks about his inspiration for his Clayface script that is going to be made into a DCU movie. Matt Shackman talks about his inspirations for Fantastic Four First Steps. Guess what? Surprise! It's Jonathan Hickman. We're gonna talk about that a bit. Dakota Johnson.
Shocker.
Yeah, Dakota Johnson says the failure of Madam Web wasn't her fault. Is she right about that? And then we got a couple trailers. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game trailer and the Gen V Season 2 trailer. Lots of stuff to talk about. Let's jump into this. You ready?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Oh, let me pause for a second. What? Not ready. All right. Now we're ready. So, real quick, Emily Hampshire. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I saw the announcement. I wouldn't have picked, like, if I heard her name, I wouldn't be able to say who she is, but I saw the photo of the character.
Same.
And yeah, I know who she is now.
Well, the thing is, I know because I watched some like the first season of Schitt's Creek. So and also, she's also in this.
I watched the whole show, and that's literally the only way I know her.
She was also, and you probably missed it on Prime Video. There's this sci-fi thriller show called The Rig, where she plays like one of the co-directors of this oil rig out in the North Sea. And then suddenly this big fog comes over, and they are out of communication with the rest of the world, and there's like monsters and shit. It's wild. I never watched more than a few episodes, but it was really pretty cool. So anyway, she's gonna be the MCU's E.D.I.T.H, E-D-I-T-H, which, if you remember from Spider-Man No Way Home, is the digital assistant that runs, for some reason, an orbital weapons platform that's just out there that Tony Stark controls. Why did no one has a problem with this?
Everyone has a problem with this.
They let it happen because do you remember?
Nobody can do anything.
Do you remember Captain America? The Winter Soldier was all about stopping those dang helicarriers. What's stopping this? Anyway. So she's gonna. I think this is a cool. I think it's a cool thing. Also, what is with the MCU's obsession with digital personality, like assistants? I think
they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, they're just like it's almost a little weird. Like, why we got Jarvis? All right, that's cute, cool. You remember your butler. Then we get Edith, and I'm like, and what was it? Friday, was that the name of the one that replaced Jarvis?
It was Friday. There was Karen in Spider-Man suit.
And then Natalie is Ironheart has What is happening here? Look, I'm not saying it's an incel thing, but like having to create your own digital friend is what are y'all doing? And putting them in charge of like extremely dangerous weapons. Okay.
I mean, we had Ultron. How'd that turn out?
I mean, Ultra. I mean, yeah, it's
Not
true
well.
that. I mean, well, not well, but like
It's like they didn't learn anything.
I think he could have solved.
Kind of very realistic.
I mean, honestly, Ultron, he probably could have solved it. He could have solved all the problems. He was on the right track. I don't know.
He had a point.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't right either, but he wasn't wrong. I think this is cool. I like Emily Hampshire. We'll see. She's gonna be in Visionquest. And we'll see what she. Oh, is it Visionquest? She is in Visionquest. We'll see what that's about.
Yeah.
Michael Bay was
a lot of AIs.
Yeah,
faster than needed.
Yeah, they're gonna create crappy
support group.
Well, they're gonna get together and create crappy AI movies. So, this another quick one. Michael Bay was supposed to in 2022, supposedly was gonna be the director of a Henry Cavill led Superman movie.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, we dodged a bullet! Yay! I like Michael Bay.
Well, Superman is faster than a speeding bullet. He dodges this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like Michael Bay for certain things. But when he's reined in a bit, he's not bad. Like, he does some cool stuff. When you reel him in, and some of my favorite 90s movies were his work. But he's at the point in his career where reining him in is not a real thing. And so you get like huge explode. Like, I didn't watch the movie, but didn't he make that ambulance movie? Am I wrong about that? That was with
I have no idea. I know that he directed the Transformers, right?
Yeah. He's directed.
I didn't like that.
Well, the first Transformers is pretty cool. The second one's not bad. Like, it gets progressively.
I don't know.
But he also directed cool stuff in like the 90s. And he did do that. But it's almost like he and Snyder, like, he's gotten to the point where, like, Snyder, he has some affectations that he just throws into movies because that's his thing, right? We know he's going to explode every fucking thing, right? So I don't
well, like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams with the lens flare, Zack Snyder with the slow-mo for every fucking thing, like slow-mo gathering wheat, shit like that we saw in
the whole Justice League 4 hours of hell.
I'm glad this didn't happen. I want to say I'm glad it didn't happen. I don't think
it doesn't sound like a movie that could give us the Superman that we want to see, which is what we're getting this July. So I'm pretty happy with what we're getting so far, and I think that, like, when I see it, I will be even happier with that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Michael Bay and that Henry Cavill's character from the DCU, I don't think that's Superman.
No, obviously the writers of the screenplay would have been important, but he doesn't do he doesn't do great character work, and to rehabilitate Superman after Justice League, you needed some serious character work, and I just.
You mean Justice League, Joss Whedon's Justice League or Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Either one of them. Like the Superman coming out of that needed a lot of rehabilitation. I didn't see him doing it.
I think they did the right thing with shooting the whole thing in the head and just starting over.
Yeah. We're also excited for the new Superman. So we didn't get this one. That's good.
Thank God.
So we got some Doomsday rumors, a couple of good ones. One of them is that the champions will assemble. I don't know why they say assemble in this, but champions assemble doesn't sound right. In Avengers Doomsday. You think this is real?
Could be a thing but we already did get some info on Kamala being somewhere. I think it was like California or San Francisco somewhere.
At the end of
over there.
yeah, they did say that she's in San Francisco
Daredevil, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
Daredevil, so
Yeah,
that maybe they're laying the
yeah,
threads
right.
for it. I think, yeah, this seems likely.
So
I feel like it's likely.
yeah, maybe it wouldn't be like it wouldn't happen specifically in that story, in Doomsday story, because again, it's an adult story, like for adult characters, or feels like it. Maybe it will be a post-credit scene, or maybe it will happen like following the results of the movie. I don't know,
It
but
could
it
be.
sounds plausible. It
Well,
sounds likely.
well, it could also be like they get a scene, like you know how they'll show like how is this affecting the whole world, and like because now there's enough superhero
Hmm.
heroes around the world, maybe they'll show like, hey, we come together. Because if they're out in San Francisco, if Kate's out in San Francisco, like she canonically has been in the comic books, you also have Stature, because she's out, they're out in San Francisco. At least the three of them.
Then we have Wanda's kids.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's a possibility. So they could just have a scene where they just kind of come together to defend the city against, I don't know,
I mean,
Doombots or
Kamala
something.
already started assembling them, so
Yeah. So they,
kind of fair.
it would be cool. They wouldn't have to explain it. You just see that they are just coming together fighting. You're like, who the hell are these kids? I think it's probably real. So, we'll see. The other rumor is
Also, you remember that you remember how in the comics, the first time the Young Avengers showed up, they were cosplaying as the adult Avengers. I think that it could be something like that too.
yeah. I mean, hey, let's see. We'll let them cook. That's what I say. Uh, the
Yeah,
o-
yeah.
the other rumor for Doomsday is that Gambit, the Gambit we know, remember from Deadpool and Wolverine,
Hmm.
is reportedly from the same universe that we last saw Monica Rambeau in when she crossed over to the X-Men universe where we saw
Mm.
Beast and a version of her mom, who in that one I believe is playing Binary. Um, and Binary, when Carol Danvers at one point was associated with the X-Men and their adventures. So hey, why not? As I say, why not? We don't know a ton about Gambit
Fair
anyway.
enough. Maybe Monica will come back. Who knows?
Is Lashana Lynch supposed to be coming back for this? Because if they're not,
Not there
not
has
officially.
not been any information, I
Oh,
think,
they better
and
bring
I
her
didn't
back.
say. I don't think that Captain Marvel was announced.
Probably not. All that's going to be for Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars is going to be the huge cast list. But Lashana Lynch coming back as a version of a Binary would be cool. So sure, cool. Why not? Gambit being from that one. Another quick bit of news that we got, and I think this is fun and interesting. Is a potential Krypto show is in the works. Animated Krypto show spinning off from Superman. James Gunn. Somebody asked him on social media, like, I really want this to happen. He's like, and he said, "You're in luck." To which I say, "Hell yeah!" I look, for not having seen the movie, only seeing the trailers. Fucking love Krypto. that dog. That and someone said, protect him at all. I'm sure plenty of people like protect him at all costs. He don't need nobody's help. Y'all see? Did you see how he straight up ran at the engineer and took a bite out of her? He's not that boy ain't playing. I would love to see a Krypto show. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but unless it's gonna be like Perry the Platypus from Phineas and Ferb, where he just doesn't really talk, but and it's all like he's just going around
Maybe he
saving people.
thinks like Cosmo.
It would be cool, but I don't think that that's a thing. He just barks. Um, I also will say I am a defender. Like I will go to the mat for the Super Pets movie. I think that movie is great. I'm not kidding. Like I will go to the mat and argue with you about that movie being good, and it only got passed over because it's a focused animated movie, but it's actually really good. So hell yeah, let's see some more Krypto.
Yeah,
Are you gonna tune in?
probably. I will definitely check it out.
Yeah. So, but it's probably a year or two out, so we'll see. Last bit of quick news, and this is just a bit of confirmation, and I also just because I just all things Black Panther are important to me. Ryan Coogler confirmed in a interview, yeah, I wrote a part for Denzel, and whenever we get Black Panther 3 off the off the tarmac, he's gonna be on the plane. Um, hell yeah, let's go. Like I I love this idea. In fact, it's kind of weird to me that Marvel has not been trying everything to try to get Denzel into the MCU. Why the hell wouldn't you? So, but I think also because Denzel's just like, I don't just do anything, but he will. And he's like, Ryan's like, I've been trying to get work with him for years now. As soon as I could start making movies. I love that they are in contact. They seem to be, there's a professional interest. There's, all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. I just say, make him somebody cool. I said,
Definitely, and not one of those Marvel characters that show up.
yeah, I would love if he's the
Like
bat.
famous '90s actors.
Yeah, if he's the villain, like Achebe is basically the perfect role for him. It's the perfect role for him. He gets to play unhinged. Achebe he is so unhinged and like such a weirdo that he choose in the comic he choose scenes. So you give that to Denzel, it's on. I would love that. And the great thing is he's a great antagonist that can't just be beat up, right? You can't just stroll up in there with Wakandan technology and take him out. It's not that simple. I want that to be true. Um,
Yes, definitely.
so
That is all I can say about this is yes, whenever this is gonna happen, we're all gonna be there in the theater celebrating and seeing what's happening.
hopefully it won't be like in 3 years from now because it'll take 15 years to get this trilogy out.
I'm not sure because they have like the next couple of years planned out, and we
Yeah.
haven't heard anything about Black Panther 3 yet.
Yeah, my understanding is
But if there is a story already, then it's gonna happen eventually.
I think essentially probably the script is still getting finalized, but they have not. There's been no they haven't even done pre-production, so the script's definitely not ready. So more than likely, this is a few years, at least 3 years away. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Let y'all know all about that then. Which now we're less short things. We're gonna talk about Clayface, the movie that Mike Flanagan wrote a script for, tossed it onto James Gunn's desk, and James Gunn was like, "Hold on, now you're kind of cooking right now. I guess we will make a Clayface movie." No, James Gunn literally said, "Hey, we had no plans for this at all. This was not on the radar." Mike Flanagan gave me a hell of a script, and I was like, "Fuck it, we'll make it." And that's awesome. Clayface sounds to me like we watched Batman Cape Crusader, the animated show that Warner Brothers foolishly sent to Amazon Prime because it's amazing. And that Clayface episode was great. Absolutely. And it was great. And it had just a touch of horror to kind of give you that old school feel. Well, apparently Mike Flanagan, who is also, he's known for horror, the It chapter 1 and 2, he does horror series or whatever on Netflix. He's known for that. Well, apparently his version is based on the Batman the Animated Series episodes Feet of Clay. It's a two-parter. And I hadn't seen this in a long time, but I looked it up and looked up the synopsis. And
I have seen it recently.
I fucking love that. I love this. I got more to say, but like I love that that's his inspiration that got this script to become a movie. If they are, I'm not saying it's an adaptation, but if it's influenced by that those couple episodes, man, we're about to be in for a great movie. I don't know. What do you think? As a person that's recently
And
seen these.
there is a Batman movie in the works also at DC, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not World's Finest, but it's basically
The
the
Brave and the Bold,
Brave and the
I
Bold.
think.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So might be connected. If both movies are gonna be inspired by the animated series, then I think that we got something great.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
It's oh my god. I
I
love
have I
that.
have recently watched the animated series, like I think it was last year, and it's such a joy.
It's crazy to
Amazing.
me that a show it's directed at kids. It's aimed at kids. It was literally for kids to
No,
watch.
it's I
Well, I'm
mean
saying that it
in a
was
way, but it's the way they used to make these animated shows is they were written for kids, but there was something for adults there too. So if you watched it as an adult, you didn't feel stupid and you didn't feel like they're talking down to you.
right.
Mm, and because it, and I keep writing it in all of my reviews. I think for animated shows, I always evaluate whether it's written, whether the writer considers the viewer a child or an adult clever enough. And when the writers do that, when they're talking to a child, like they're clever, like they can understand like subtle things and little details, then uh, with time these shows don't get old. They don't
Right.
look stupid and bad. It's like the shows like the Batman the animated series, X-Men the animated series,
Right. Right.
like Avatar or X-Men Evolution. But things like it's kind of like why I didn't like the Legend of Vox Machina, because that show seemed to me like it was written for adults, but for some reason they were treated like children. That didn't
You
sit
gotta
well with
watch
me.
more. You gotta
I
watch more of
watched
it.
the whole season.
No.
It's a lot
Okay.
of very very like jokes that I don't know, if I was 16 maybe I would laugh
Oh
at them,
man,
but I'm
them's fighting
36.
words. I love Vox Machina.
I don't
and
know. I didn't go well.
the
Like
next few
didn't
seasons are great.
work
But
well for me.
I get what you're saying. Look, I think the X-Men '97 and on X-Men or the animated series, Batman animes, they were aimed at like 9 to 13, something like that, so they can be a little bit more sophisticated.
9 to 30 something.
They can be more and the
Excuse me.
but also the source material was always going to have things that like, because you got to remember the anime series was based on comics of that time and preceding, and that was the 80s was like a transition to a little more adult
Yeah,
oriented,
serious
but
topic.
they
Yeah.
still they were still taking elements from the original, so they were kind of blending both of them into a way that could satisfy viewers of all ages. And Feet of Clay it's an actual horror. Like the two episodes are an action horror situation, because Clayface, his transition from a regular person to this mutated killer, is actually body horror. That's like, you could call it baby's first body horror uh, experience. And so that Mike Flanagan taking that and then making a movie out of it is about to be on point. I'm excited. And also I love that maybe he's going to get the Joker treatment. Joker's gotten a lot of love in the movie, so maybe Clayface can also. So very interested in that. Glad to see it, and we're gonna keep an eye out. I'm just ready for the first trailer. Let's go. I don't even think it started filming yet, but hopefully soon. Um, so we're Fantastic Four First Steps coming out very soon. I just got my tickets. Like I'm ready. We talked about that earlier.
I'm just slightly envious because I want to have the tickets. I want to have it planned like 100%, so I could be seated opening day,
Well,
opening
you
night, evening.
make
And
sure
hating on Reed Richards, I need to get a T-shirt that says that I hate Reed, because I can't show up like other people. Other people can afford like showing up in their regular clothes. I need to be
you need
prepared.
to
I
wear
need to dress up like Doom.
get a shirt that said Doom was right. Just
Yeah, I need that too.
uh Matt Shackman was talking about that. Obviously, this is a press run. They're doing a press run running up to this movie that's coming out very shortly. And he was talking about the inspirations for the script and for how he's approaching Fantastic Four, because John Watts was originally going to be doing this, but Shackman, he's like, I'm making this my own thing, and he said he basically binged all the comics,
I did that.
which is like an accomplishment, let me tell you. But he was doing it to try to find his way into how to approach this movie, and Jonathan Hickman rose to the surface like cream, I suppose you could say, in the bucket of milk. He rose to the surface, and that became a lot of the inspiration for it. There's a you find out about this because Shackman did a forward for they did a comic collection to kind of like get people ready, and he did a forward for it. And part of it, he says that Hickman was a major influence on it because of how he felt like he got the family dynamic. And also he has look, Jonathan Hickman is an ideas guy. Like if you read his comics, he's just throwing a lot of idea, and some of them are work and some of them are weird as shit. But he creates the Council of Reeds, which I know you love dearly, is like your favorite thing.
Yeah, my favorite console.
But he really kind of gets in there and just kind of, if nothing else, he mixes it up. Like he tries to like really stir up whatever the world is.
So what we can expect is a lot of diagrams, a lot of pages with just text.
There's gonna be he's the infographic guy. Like
he's gonna make you pause and read.
Like, wait a minute. So let me explain. He's the infographic guy. But yeah, he says that's very important. And also, I just wanted to quote this. This is for you specifically because this is a long forward for this book. This stood out to me because it made me think of you. He says his Reed Richards is part Steve Jobs and part Oppenheimer, always on the edge of saving the world or destroying it. The author, he's talking about Hickman, runs right at Mr. Fantastic's weakness, believing that he can and should do it all on his own. Reed is determined to, quote, solve everything, but he learns that the cost of solving everything is everything. Ultimate knowledge, risk, ultimate sacrifice, the loss of his family. When I read that, I was like, Matt Shackman
gonna fuck up.
I read it, I was like, Shackman gets it. Like, he gets it because Hickman gets it. Hickman gets that Reed is his own fucking worst enemy. He's his own, like, he's the smartest man in the room and he knows it. And
he's not.
Well, I'm saying he's the smartest in his mind. He's the smartest man in the room.
If Lunella is not in that room, or Valeria,
yeah, he's like, I'm the smartest person in this room,
or Doom,
and I know what's best. He has this paternalistic, I know everything streak, and and he fucks up all the time because he lets that rule his decision making.
He believes that he knows what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't need he thinks that he doesn't need to share anything. He doesn't need anyone else's help or consult or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He believes that he can solve everything on his own using math. Okay, good luck with that.
And ultimately, he does. Like, I love the Steve Jobs and Oppenheimer comparison, because
both terrible people.
They both smart in their own right, but also
and terrible people.
The thing, I can't even speak to Steve Jobs, but I'm sure I'll take it. I've heard some things. Oppenheimer, sure. I saw the movie. I don't know how close to reality that was, but this is a guy that said, as the guys in Jurassic Park, he's like, you didn't ask, can I do it? You never asked, should I do it? And Oppenheimer was like, well, this is bad, and we're going to do it anyway, because if we don't, someone else will do it too. But also, I'm really curious.
And that's Reed.
And I love that that's an aspect of Reed's character, because I think that there's a danger, and I've said it before jokingly to you, but there's a danger of making Reed way more, not just likable, but way more of a character,
polished heroic.
Well, yeah, and that's because Pedro Pascal he's such a likable guy, and so there's a danger of like sanding off Reed's rough edges with Pedro Pascal.
I do believe that he's also a good actor, a good enough actor to bring this to the screen and to make people hate Reed as much as I do, because it's just the problem might be viewers who would look at the surface and sympathize with Reed, and they shouldn't.
You're right.
Because if it comes to a situation when Reed is the one who's supposed to be saving your life, you're dead.
Well, if he's definitely an acceptable losses sort of leader, but there's also the aspect of Reed that we don't touch on that we ought to is
terrible husband.
Well, no, it's not
awful friend.
No,
horrible parent.
I mean, all of those things, but the reason why he can do the things he does, he gets away with what he does, because he
gets money from the government.
The reason why Reed can get away with it and we still consider him a great guy and a hero and everything is because he's a white dude. He's a white guy. He can be a paternalistic asshole, but he gets away with it because, I mean, he's a white guy with a lab coat and like the little gray sideburns. Obviously, he gets to get away with foolishness that another person or a woman in his position doing the same shit he did would never ever get a pass. So that's
Maria Hill in the comics.
Maria Hill was vilified for the way she acted.
Also true.
She was like, we hated her, even though she was most of the time most of the time Maria Hill was correct. That's the thing, is she was right most of the time. But, the only reason why we dislike Norman Osborn's version, doing the things she did, is because we already knew he was a bad guy. That's it. And either way, I think that's an aspect. I love this. Hickman is, look, he's a lot sometimes, but you can't deny that the man makes interesting choice. He shakes things up. And if that's what we're going to get here, that's good, because I think people have a preconceived notion about what the Fantastic Four is based on prior movies, and they don't quite understand.
Ironically, most of the time it's a group of superheroes, and that's not what they are.
Yeah, they are a fan, and in this case, they are
adventurers.
They're adventure, but they are, in this case, they also seem to be the people who have literally made their world better, through super science, through they're talking about in the movie that Sue is like a diplomat and a she's kind of like, she moves and makes moves politically and everything like that. The world seems united. The world seems like a better place because they are in it. And so this is different than the Fantastic Four we've seen before. And I think it's
remember that that's part of what was inspired by Jonathan Hickman's run of the Fantastic Four, because the Council of Reeds, that's what they were trying to do.
Right.
That's what they told themselves they were trying to do. So, like any utopia, I guess that there is some dark side to it that we just don't know yet.
Yeah, if we get Council of Reeds, let's go.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, let's go. This is cool. I love hearing this, so I'm just super excited for this movie. A movie that I'm less excited to talk about, but we should very hopefully briefly. Dakota Johnson said, "Hey, Madam Web failing was not my fault," and I'm not going to bury the lead. She is right. I've ranted about this movie a lot, so I'm gonna try to not do it as much here. This wasn't her fault, and she's not wrong. She said in an interview because the Materialist is coming out, which by the way I'm not super excited to see, but it's got Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans, and yeah, Dakota Johnson. I don't think Dakota Johnson is okay, but I love those other two guys. So, like I might see it on the strength of those guys being in it. But she's doing press run for this. She talked about this. She said, it's a movie that was created by committee, and she's like, you can't really make great art by committee. And she's talked in the past about how it started, and she even said in this one, it started as one thing and ended up as another thing, and she was just kind of along for the ride. And unfairly, I'm saying I'm for real, very unfairly, she got a lot of heat for how shitty the movie was. She got a lot of heat for it, and to me, it's not fair. She didn't write the fucking movie. She didn't direct it. She got lines and she read them, and when she realized this was a bullshit movie, she gave them the level of performance that the movie deserved. So I agree. It wasn't her fault. What say you?
Definitely not her fault. And I actually, okay, it wasn't a good movie. It was a relatively entertaining movie, in my opinion. Because there are movies that are really unwatchable, like Rebel Moon, or Zack Snyder's Justice League. But this one was at least entertaining. I didn't fall asleep. I didn't I didn't want to, I don't know, bang my head against the wall. It was ridiculous. It wasn't so bad it's good. No. It was just hilariously bad. But none of that is actually her fault. And her performance was okay for, considering the material she had. And it definitely, I haven't even seen actually anyone blaming her for the movie's failure or for the movie being terrible in general. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think
didn't even cross my mind that it's somehow her responsibility.
I think as the face of the movie, she gets shit on, and it's probably just social media, but it's pretty. I mean, if you watch the movie, and I encourage everyone to watch this movie, not because it's good, because if you ever want to really see how to fuck up, and this is Sony, who's been fucking up their IP for years now. But if you ever want to really see how to fucking destroy any kind of audience goodwill for any characters, watch Madam Web, because you'll watch that and be like, I never want to see any of these characters again. It's just god awful. Some of it's not terrible, but just the overall, it's just a bad product. But she was just one person. She's one person in the whole movie,
and she didn't write it. And it was the problem of the movie. Really, was that it was badly written,
and the directing sucks.
Actually, badly written.
Yeah, the writing,
yes.
but
how do you direct something that is this? Can you imagine getting that script and trying to make something out of it?
The script was being rewritten, but the writing's bad. The fucking directing is bad.
The story is bad.
It's not it. And let me say, let me think. You could have put Florence Pugh in that. Florence Pugh is a great actor. Florence Pugh is one of the best actors going right now. You could have put her in. You have swapped her out. She could not have made this anything. It wouldn't happen. She couldn't make it anything. This movie was never gonna be good, because they didn't start off from a good place. They didn't start off with a good script. And the director had no idea what the fuck to do with it. It's
or to do. In general,
you put this in the hands of a better director, they could have at least salvaged it. But this was,
it needed to be rewritten. It needed a different story.
It needed to be fucking
entirely different story.
It needed to be Batgirled. They'd have done better off shelving the thing and taking the tax write-off.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're right. Dakota Johnson, it wasn't your fault. But she said she's not, she's not like soured on the experience, and she would do other comic
I
book
hope
stuff.
she got paid at least.
Oh, she definitely got paid, but I think she said she would do another one if, the right one came around. So okay. Maybe we'll see her in the MCU.
I don't think so.
All right. Let's talk about some trailers. Look, we don't talk about video games a ton on here because there's actually not a huge amount of superhero video games going on. But you're
there is a huge amount of superhero video games.
Well, I'm saying not like new ones that we can just talk about. But you're a Marvel Rivals player. You're pretty deep into that. And we did, before it came out, me and Lottie talked about it. So cool. I'm like, more superhero video games, the better. I think I talked about Marvel Invasion, which is a side-scrolling beat 'em up, which is coming out later this year, and hopefully some of y'all will get so we can play. And I'm excited for that. But this dropped at the Sony State of Play. They have, like the little video, whatever, where they talking about what's new is coming to Sony for PlayStation. And this dropped out of fucking nowhere. Like that, I was at work and somebody, I think Blurred Without Fear posted it. And I was like, what the fuck? There's a new Marvel fighting game coming out? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
So we watch this trailer. I'm notoriously a fighting game fan, but I'm terrible at them, so I don't actually play that much. But I tend to buy them all the time. And I'm not even. I also traditionally don't like tag fighters. I don't like Marvel versus Capcom really, even though I have them. I'm not good at them. But this dropped, and I was like, day one. This trailer dropped. And I'm like, day one, it looks so. It's made by Arc Systemworks, which they made Dragon Ball Fighters. It's a tag fighter, and they had me at because it opens up with Cap and Iron Man fighting, and it looks. And by the way, art wise, looks amazing. It sounds good. Of course, it's Japanese, so they're saying stuff in Japanese. So I can't wait to hear what the English translations are going to be. But where they got me, where they really got me, was when Cap tagged in Kamala Khan. And we got to see Miss Marvel, stretchy Miss Marvel, not MCU Miss Marvel, stretchy Miss Marvel going in. And hopefully for you got really excited when Storm tagged in.
Well, I'm not a fan of how, because the graphics are very anime looking. I'm not a fan how anime artists tend to draw black women.
Right.
Like white women with darker skin doesn't work for me.
Traditionally, I have to say, traditionally, that's the way Storm has been portrayed. But yes.
Yeah, that's wrong.
No, well, I'm talking about maybe not Dave.
Well, I love that.
Dave Cockrum.
Well, no, I love how currently good artists take care with her, and they give you the hair with the normal texture and the black texture, and they give her the look and the nose and everything, and the shape. So that was a little bit of an issue for me, and I don't play games of this genre because I don't own a PlayStation. I might, and if I do, of course, then I will probably buy it because it's Marvel, and I do anything to support any development of superhero games because I love them. But I'm pretty sure that for now I'm gonna stay a solid Marvel Rivals player.
Well, you play on PC, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be on PC. So it's PC and PlayStation 5.
I saw PlayStation only.
Well, it is PC. I looked it up. It's PC and Play. Actually, fighting games nowadays tend to be PC and whatever console. But this is the reason why it's PlayStation only is because is developed in conjunction with PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Sony, Arc Systemworks, and Marvel are working in collaboration to make this. That's why it's going to be on PC and PlayStation. You know what? I hope you buy it. It's just because I would actually love for our community to come together and just like we'll just play casuals or whatever. Like I said, I'm terrible at tag fighters.
I'm pretty sure I'm worse, so
but
I'll have to buy it and we'll see who's worse.
It just looks so fun, and also apparently, so Arc System Works, like I said, they are known for Dragon Ball Fight, but they've made like Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear Strive was one that was kind of big. It's a few years old, like four or so years old now. In the competitive community, it's a pretty well known thing. But also, so they have some carryover from those two games that's gonna be in this game. But apparently, they have a system to kind of like adapt to how you play. So you don't have to tag a bunch of people in and learn a bunch of different characters. But also, if this is kind of like if they're taking their cues from Marvel versus Capcom, one thing I noticed about Marvel versus Capcom when I tried to play it is that pretty much if you know how to play one player, you probably know how to play most of them because they have similar combo routes to start launching people in the air and do stuff in the air. And so you have to learn some specifics, but a lot of the ways of getting people launched into the air and doing supers and tagging in is very similar. So if that's the same way, it won't be about learning 17 characters. It'll be just about learning generally how to play and then learning a few specific things. I think this looks amazing. It looks like it could be fun. I just take my money already, y'all. Like, it's comes out next year too, so I can stay with my my resolution to not buy a bunch of new games this year. So it comes out next year. I think the only game I'm going to actually buy this year is the Cosmic Invasion game. But you guys, what do y'all think about this? Are y'all gonna play? I'm geeked out about it. So I'm really excited to see what they do, and hopefully we'll get a beta and we'll check it out then. So finally, we have our other trailer, highly anticipated Gen V Season 2 trailer that dropped earlier this week. I have a reaction if y'all want to go check that out. I think it's amazing trailer. What did you think about it?
It does sound like X-Men.
Is it Academy X? It's an X-Men. Is it the new X-Men?
No, I think it's
X?
like the.
Because do you remember
the
when
X-Men where school gets destroyed again?
Yeah, because you remember the new X-Men prior to
I love that series. I love that series.
How I was like, man, staying at fucking Xavier's Academy is more dangerous than living anywhere else in the world. God damn, like everything's like they live.
You could live in New York.
Yeah, you could live anywhere else because I remember that prior and post M Day. They were getting like Sentinels were showing up every other fucking day. What's his name? Nemesis was showed up. I was like, or not. What the fuck? What's the one?
Nimrod.
Nimrod. That's not Nemesis. Nimrod was like, hey,
I hate Nimrod.
I'm from the future and I came back to fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Are y'all cool with that? I'm like, sure, I guess. What can we do?
Every day.
I'm like, what day? Let me look at my schedule.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Yeah, I guess it's time for another.
Oh, it's Magnetic Day.
Yeah, it's another time for a
Sentinel attack.
God damn. Gee, like they got Sentinels were there more than an X-Men the animated series, and I swear Sentinels were just parked out on the other side of the wall. It was wild.
I mean, at some point they were. I think during Civil War they had Sentinels parked out.
Yeah, they literally had them all parked on the side.
It was right after the M Day, so.
And
fun.
I mean, that's I know we're supposed to be talking about Gen V, but that really was the equivalent of parking the KKK outside of like outside of the
Mm-hmm.
NAACP headquarters. Just like, are y'all? What is y'all's problem? And y'all be like, why do you think it's like mutants? Why are y'all so? Why are y'all always talk about mutation all the time? Like, we don't see mutation. I'm like, bitch, please. Anyway, Gen V, the X-Men show that you always wish you got.
Oh, that's not the X-Men show I wish I got.
Yeah,
That's
the
too
X-Men,
bloody. That's way too bloody.
the X-Men show where there's no plot armor and literally somebody's gonna die. Like there's a lot going on in this. Superhuman supremacy is on the march. I wonder what that's an allegory for. Um, the our our good mutants, our good superhumans, are back at school after having been in not ice detention, excuse me, superhuman detention for who knows how long. But they got to go back to school and get turned into good little soldiers because humans need to be shown their place. Um, there's a lot of blood in this. People getting beat up. And also, them motherfuckers, Kate and Sam, are back. When they showed up in The Boys season 4, I was just like, can someone please kill them? Because fuck both of them. They're back. And they're like, things are going to go back to, we're going to be friends again, aren't we? Hell no, we ain't going to be friends. Anyway, I'm so excited for this show. This show looks great. I love the first season. I love the problem with The Boys is it's so good, but it's stressful as shit. And like the good thing about Gen V is Homelander's not around, so I don't have to be like sick to my stomach every
Is
time
he
the
gonna show?
motherfucker. Yeah,
Wait, he did show up at the end
yeah,
of the
but
first
like
season.
he's not gonna be in every scene where I'm just like, God, is he about to laser somebody's face off? I don't have to feel that every episode. We got a new character, the new dean of because obviously the old dean dead, got killed in the end of the last season.
Naturally.
Yeah, we got a new dean. He's a superhuman, and he's on that. Superhumans are the best. Where he's doing Homelander's bidding. Played by Hamish Linklater, so I'm really interested to see his portrayal. This looks good. I'm going on. Are you excited?
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what happened in the last season. I'll have to catch up on that. Like I'll have to refresh that.
Yeah.
But I do remember how it ended, and it's exciting. The trailer looks like a lot is happening, but again, it's a show, so it's fine. And I'm interested. It's interesting to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah. And
Because as far as I know, this was a spin-off of the show, so it doesn't have any comics inspiration. I don't know
no.
if that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all fresh, and I think for the better. I think it's for the better that it's not
yeah.
like that. I think
Oh yeah.
I think them taking inspiration but moving away from the comics is one of the best things. This show is better. The story in this show is better than the comics. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think
Definitely.
the spinoff is great, and you're right. Like, and I think you're probably right. They really did say, let's just make X-Men. Let's just make X-Men in school, and then go from there.
Which is it's something that Marvel is currently not doing. Give me back the school.
Okay? Yeah. Well, I
Marvel
mean,
Comics, give me the school.
it's just because I think the soap opera aspect of it is important. We're even seeing bits of that because Marie. I forget the double's name. What's the name of the double? But whatever. The character that can change gender, but they're having Marie and them are having a relationship. So I mean, we get some of that stuff, right? And of course, we know Sam and his whole fucked up story. Kate and her. Kate is basically what if Rogue, but like a popular girl. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully we'll get a few new characters, but people about to die. It's going down. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's coming out in
And
August.
the school's gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, it's coming out in August. I think it's the 17th, August 17th. So August is about to go down. We're getting Peacemaker and the boys. I'm not the boy and Gen V. It's going down, man. Why is this superhero summer so bad? This superhero summer is going down this year. I can't believe what we get. We're getting so much cool stuff. Exciting. We're getting so much cool stuff this summer. We eating good. So anyway, that's our thoughts on that. So that's all of our news for this week. And hey, we got through it in a reasonable amount of time. Who knew?
Shocking.
We tried. Well, anyway, that's all our news, but maybe we missed something. You had a comment, suggestion, just want to say something nice or troll us, whatever the case may be. You know what to do. Get down there to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit me up. It's supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. Blurred_force1 on Instagram and Threads. Super_not_funny show on TikTok. And while you're doing that, do me a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps grow the channel, helps more people to see this podcast and all of the other things that we do on Blurred Force 1. And as always, I gotta have some help out here to nerd out. My good friend Polly coming in the clutch to help me out, let us know all about this nerdy stuff. So, Polly, where can they reach you on social media?
As always, co_mix on where on Threads, on Instagram, on Tumblr.
Yeah, all those places.
And if you wanna hate on Reed Reachers, this hate really unites people. So use the anti-Reed club, tag on Threads. I'll see it. I'm trying to make this a thing.
And please, whatever you do, do not post pictures of Reed looking heroic like that.
No, he never looks heroic. He always looks like a chewed up bubble gum.
I feel like did that happen to him? Did somebody try to eat him once? I don't know. I feel like that's a possibility.
Vampires.
Oh well, I'm sure they got nothing out of him. He's not nourishing.
He's disgusting.
Oh man, it just makes me think of like he would absolutely have taken Remix. He would have said Remix was like, "You want to be a vampire?" He's like, "Sure, let's do. This sounds right. Sounds right to me." Like, it can't work. You don't have any blood, man. Anyway,
just chew him for all eternity.
He'd have been really disappointed because, like, we know he canonically, one of the reads was like zombie virus. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So he would have done the same thing for vampirism. Either way,
he was in that situation and he didn't become a vampire or want to become a vampire for some reason.
Because reasons.
I don't know.
He's probably like, I love the sun. Yeah. I love the sun too much. You wouldn't know from my pasty skin, but I do love the sun. All right. This has been episode 183 of the Supercast. Thanks for joining us. Come back next week. We're going to talk about more comic book movie news and all that good nerdy stuff. So until then, I've been Mo, your comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Polly. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.